Wakey, wakey, rise and shine.
Radio Jordan.
It's the breakfast show.
Hello, good morning everyone. Welcome back. You're tuned into Radio Jordan 96.3 and it's Ghada here for this Sunday breakfast show. As I promised you earlier, Dr. Enshrah Ahmed, a UNFPA Jordan's head of office, is with us right now. Hello, good morning.
Good morning, Ghada. Good morning to you. Good morning to your listeners.
Thank you.
And thank you for Radio Jordan for having me today.
Of course, it's always a pleasure to have you with us on the show. All right. So, Dr. Enshrah, today we are celebrating World Refugee Day. Now, my first question, 11 years into the Syrian crisis, refugees remain in exile as their country continues to face a protracted conflict and an overwhelming humanitarian crisis. As the second largest host of refugees per capita in the world, Jordan has been an exemplary host country for Syrian refugees for the last decade, providing safety and security to those who need it the most. Tell us what is or has been UNFPA Jordan's role in responding to this crisis, and what type of support do you provide to Syrian refugees in Jordan?
Thank you so much, Ghada. Today we're talking about a very special occasion that brought us together, which is the World Refugee Day, as you rightly said. As you know, Ghada, this celebration started in 2001 on the 20th of June, and therefore we are witnessing today another occasion for this very important day. Let me tell the listeners that right now and in every minute, 20 people leaving everything behind to escape war, persecution, terror, to look for a safe place to live. So this is a very serious problem. And before I talk about the role of UNFPA, let me acknowledge the great support of the Jordanian government and their hospitality, and actually not only Jordanian government, but also Jordanian people, for being very, kind of welcoming to people from different nationalities. Today in Jordan, we have refugees from 60 nationalities, and this is a great hospitality, and we have to acknowledge that. For UNFPA response, let us start with the Syrian crisis. Ever the beginning of the Syrian crisis, UNFPA has been in the front line, of course, with other partners and UN agencies. But for us, the focus is on reproductive health and reproductive rights, and that including GBV. And not only for refugees in the camps, but also for refugees in communities. As we know, most of the refugees, are living within the communities. Our work basically goes into three main kind of work. So what we do is to provide quality services when it comes to reproductive health and reproductive rights, and this is including delivery for pregnant women, include family planning, and also include various other, reproductive health issues. We also work on violence, with the gender-based violence, and we also work with young people, in terms of empowering young people to improve their abilities to exercise their sexual and reproductive health and rights. And this is done, supporting various centers across the kingdom. We have around, 19 women and girls spaces, and we also have a 17 health clinic where, women and girls could access these services. And we also have, one center for youth, and we are thinking and we hope that we can replicate that. We also work with the community of refugees, because you cannot do anything without including the voice of the people that you help. We also work in terms of the building the capacities of the service providers across the kingdom. Yeah. Therefore, is kind of varieties of work that we do. And here I have to acknowledge that Jordan has been the first country in the world where we managed to launch the Compact for Young People in Humanitarian Action. So it's a great work, but it needs the support of everything. And for us in UNFPA, we couldn't do that without the support of the government and without the support of the national and international partners. Over to you, brother.
That's right. So, Dr. Enshrah, the unprecedented COVID-19 pandemic has drastically changed the way that millions of women, men, girls and boys in Jordan lead their lives, especially refugees. It also has curtailed access to social and health services, especially SR, HR and GBV, with a disproportionate impact on women, adolescent girls and youth. So tell us, how did UNFPA respond to COVID-19 to ensure that refugees have access to services? And, of course, share with us some of your main achievements in that regard.
Right. The COVID-19 has changed the life of everybody, all of us, including, of course, the refugees, who are one of the most vulnerable group of population, not only in Jordan, but everywhere. But here I have to say that the institutions in Jordan has played a heroic kind of role and effort in terms of the response to the pandemic. And I'm very proud to say that in Jordan, the government has managed to have the refugees in the national health response plan, and also including the refugees in the vaccination program. And this is great. This is really great, and we really have to appreciate that, and we have to mention it. And I hope that across the world, other countries could take Jordan as an example in terms of that. For UNFPA, we started back in last year at the start of the pandemic, and we have done some assessment to see what is happening in the countries when it comes to the issues, for example, of GBV. And this is not only for refugees, but for refugees and the Jordanian, at the same time. And this is also has done with various partners, and here I have to mention a Plan International organization. We also work in terms of the service provision and outreach to the refugees, and working also with the service providers in terms of giving them the personal protective equipment to make sure that they can, do the job and be safe at the same time. We also work with young people and women by giving them tablets. And in these tablets, they have, different apps that they can access information, where to find the services. And also we work with TVs and here, TV station. And here I have to acknowledge the role being played by Amman TV to reach people, and we managed to reach around 2 million people across the kingdom. And we also have an application, an app which called Amali, and I hope that people will be able, the people who have yet to download that app in their mobile.
Can you please repeat the name of the application?
Amali. Yeah, Amali. My hopes.
Yeah.
In Arabic is Amali.
Yeah.
And this is also a great application that where people could find the services, and we managed to make it work, during the restriction of COVID-19. And I think this is really kind of great help to refugees and to Jordanians at the same time.
Absolutely.
We also rather work on the capacity development and capacity building for various service providers to make sure that we have quality services, and we shifted some of our services to kind of mobile services in terms of clinics and in terms of centers. You do not need to reach the services itself, the center itself, during the restrictions. So we managed to do that. There are lots of kind of work that has been done during the lockdown. And as I said, this cannot be done without the support of the Jordan government and without the support of various partners, national and international partners.
Okay. Amazing. So informative, actually. Dr. Enshrah, as you highlighted before, we are here today to celebrate World Refugee Day, which falls this year under the theme, Together We Heal, Learn and Shine. And indeed, as you highlighted before, COVID-19 has shown us that we only succeed if we stand together. And I believe this also applies to the recovery from the pandemic. Now, what are your joint plans to recover from the challenges and impacts of the pandemic on refugees?
Right. Let me quote here the UN Secretary General quotation during the pandemic, in which he said, only together we can end this pandemic and recover. And he said, only together we can revive our economy. And this is very important. Therefore, we cannot do anything single-handed. We have to come together, and we have to be in a meaningful partnership to be able to help refugees, nationals, and particularly the economists. If the economists are not revived, are not active, therefore we cannot have the ability to help refugees and people coming from outside. For us, rather, the most important thing as UNFPA is to make sure that every pregnancy is wanted, every childbirth is safe, and every young person potential is fulfilled. And as I said, and I always say that this is also cannot be done without the help of the partners. And to make sure that you are leaving no one behind, and this is very important as part of the main principle of the SDGs. You have to make sure that the approach is inclusive, to make sure that different segments of the society are included, including refugees, including people with disabilities, including young people, including women, men, young people, and everybody. And before I conclude here, in the UN system in Jordan, we came up with the idea of having a UN talk, which we do frequently. And this initiative is being done by the RC office, the Resident Coordinator Office in Jordan. And the next, talk is going to be next Thursday on the 24th. Rather, you will be facilitating this talk, and the focus is going to be on the gender impact of COVID-19 in Jordan. And I would like here to invite your listeners to join us, because this talk is going to be online. And the talk we are organizing this Thursday is going to be on the honor of the visit of our Deputy Executive Director, who is visiting Jordan on 23rd and 24th of June this week. So I hope that everybody will be able to join us. Over to you, Brad.
Hopefully. All right. So, Dr. Enshrah, last but not least, what's your message to our listeners on this day?
Right. My message, Brad, you cannot do anything for refugees without them. Therefore, their voice is very important. And I think this is what we are doing right now, and what is our partner is doing. But we have to really accelerate, and we have to really make it more viable, more visible. It is very important to listen to the refugees, to see where are the gaps, where are the challenges, and this should be included in the programmatic intervention that we are planning to do in Jordan. During the COVID-19, and inshallah after COVID-19. But what I wanted to conclude by, nobody is safe unless everybody is safe. I hope that we are all safe. And I want to extend my voice to the donors, not only in Jordan, but across the world, to make sure that everybody is safe, everybody is vaccinated, and to have the resources to make sure that that is the case and this is happening.
Inshallah. I would like to add that refugees are doctors, nurses, entrepreneurs, teachers, students, artists, farmers, and agriculture workers. If given the chance, they will continue to contribute to stronger, safer, and more vibrant societies.
Absolutely right. Right. And there are initiatives by UNHCR to make sure that refugees can contribute to that. in terms of their technical capacities and in terms of their thoughts, and there are lots of initiatives, to make sure that refugee voices are heard and they are included in the solution. They are not only part of the problem, but they are part of the solution.
Absolutely. All right, Dr. Enshrah Ahmed, UNFPA, Jordan's head of office. Thank you from the heart. I really appreciate it. And have a good day. See you soon. Thank you.
Thank you, Ghada. Thank you.
Bye-bye. Take care.
Many come and go. But this one is here to stay forever.
Radio Jordan, the station you grew up with.